Hey, what's up everybody? Dr. Ray, and what I'm going to talk about is an alternative for the overhead press that I like to do. You know, I've got a bad shoulder that's dislocated before, so something like the overhead press is really terrible for my shoulder because when I'm up in this position, when I'm straight up in the air, my shoulder is at risk for dislocation. So I had to find some alternatives that would work my shoulder just as well, that were pretty easy to set up, and I could actually put some weight on it and get a good workout. You know, I tried dumbbells and other things, but I was still kind of running into the same problem with the dislocation risk. So I did a lot of research and basically came up with a great solution that I love, which is the Viking press. And I'm going to show you my setup because it's a little different than what you might have seen before. I want to show you my setup. So my setup involves several things. So first of all, it does involve a squat rack. So I do use my squat rack. You need a squat rack. I use general pin and pipes. General pin and pipe set that you get with every squat rack. So it does require pin and pipes. I much prefer pin and pipes over straps or anything safety spotter arms. That's just my personal thing. But you do need pin and pipes, and what you use are two things. You use one of these. And this is actually a piece. Titan Fitness sells these, and if you can get them online on Amazon and stuff, on sub $20, and you actually get two of them. But what it does is it connects to the pin and pipes and allows you to connect a barbell in it. And I'll show you what that looks like when I do it. Next, my piece, you gotta have a barbell. I use an axle bar. You can buy an axle bar for under $100, a cheap one. The reason I use an axle bar, it's just a beater bar that I don't mind if it gets all scratched up and everything, because I have a nice Rogue barbell that I really don't need to get scratched up. And the final piece that I use is a landmine or Viking press attachment. Super easy. This, I think I paid maybe $50 for this from Titan Fitness. They have different size handles. They sell these on Amazon. I know a few other companies sell them. Black Widow and a few other places sell these. Great piece of equipment. Let me show you how it works and talk a little bit about it. So first of all, I've got it set up. I've got my, this piece connected to my pin and pipes down here at the end. And then I've got my axle bar. Now you can see that I have mine angled slightly up, which when you look at the angle, check out the angle, it allows my angle to go slightly forward. The reason I have it going slightly forward is because the more my arm is in front of me, like this way, the less chance of it dislocating. Because when my arm starts to go back, that's the dangerous position for myself. So I have this side a little lower than this one. But some people prefer the opposite, and they actually prefer this side to be, the opposite side to be a little higher for a much straighter angle. Essentially, you put some weight on the bar. I'm just going to throw a quick 10-pound bumper plate on so you can check it out. Very easily slide on my Viking press attachment, like so. You can see it spins around, it's on. And then you can do it either way. You can put your hands regular facing or side facing and a few different grips and actually work a few different things. I can actually make this lower and sit in a seat and do a seated Viking press if I'd like to. I actually do that sometimes. I had a foot injury not too long ago. I would sit here and just lower my whole setup down and would do the Viking press seated. Super great exercise to do. And something I should point out about this, you don't need to do it on a squat rack the way that I do. You can simply use a tennis ball or any landmine attachment and do this on the ground. So as long as you have a barbell, really just a barbell and weight, you can put your barbell in a corner and a tennis ball and do this one or two-handed like this. Great alternative to overhead press. Really works my shoulders a lot. I like it. I don't do overhead press anymore. It's just gotten to the point where as soon as I start getting like even around like 135 pounds, like with just 45s on, I start to feel a little shoulder instability and get a little scared. When I'm doing this, I can pack the weight on. Notice that this does limit your barbell usage. So you really want to use plates to be able to get weight on. I'm really not at the point where I'm maxing out the end here with plates, so I'm okay, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. I figure at that point, I'll probably switch to one-handed, but I'm not even close to that point. So I don't really, not something I really have to worry about, but super easy setup. Again, I use my rack with pin and pipes. You can use a landmine attachment, any landmine, tennis ball, a landmine attachment on your barbell corner is just as good. The little safety pin thing that I stick on my pin and pipes to attach at the end. And then I use an axle bar, super cheap. Again, I bought I bought the Viking press attachment and the axle bar. I probably in total spent like $110, $120 for this setup. Super cheap because I already have the pin and pipes for my rack because I love pin and pipes. So super easy to do, great alternative to overhead press. I would love for people to go try this out and see how it feels. Try it out, see if you like it, see if it's maybe works for you. Hopefully I'd love to help someone who has a shoulder injury and just overhead press is not in the cards for them. You know, I'm over 40 now and I've had to find alternatives to exercise, and this is one of those alternatives that has helped me a lot. Thank you.